Tzuji's cash reward continues on in Ormoc of the Philippines, with many local residents of the hard-hit area benefiting from the program. Meanwhile, in Tacloban, Tzuji volunteers tested out a drone to document images of recovery efforts a year after Typhoon Haiyan struck the Philippines. These cameras are typically used in commercial and television productions, but using them to conduct disaster assessments and planning are other ways these flying cameras can be used. Let's take a look.
A year after Typhoon Haiyan made landfall in the Philippines, recovery efforts are still ongoing. Ignoring the presence of a boat that's washed ashore, residents continue to rebuild their homes around the vessel. These images are all a courtesy of an aerial photography team.
This today because we saw how the Tzu Chi Foundation has helped disaster survivors in many different ways.
Pwede mo siyang gamitin like sa damage assessment, sa planning.
1, 2, 3.
Tzuji's Cash for Work program has met with approval in the Philippines. Among the participants is Elpida Delat, who, thanks to the program, now has the means to provide for herself and her 3 grandchildren.
While I am still alive, I will not abandon my grandchildren. I will do my best to work in order to provide 3 meals a day for them.
Because my grandmother works, we have money to buy rice.
As the eldest grandchild, Jessamay does her part by taking care of her siblings, much like how Tzu Chi volunteers care for Elpida's close-knit family.
Following Typhoon Haiyan, which struck the Philippines on November 8 last year, volunteers were quick to bring much-needed aid and care, as well as give those affected by the tragedy the means to rebuild their lives and homes. Part of Tzu Chi's success rests on the experience that the Buddhist NGO has gathered in helping both the poor and disaster survivors in the Philippines for over 20 years. Let's now take a closer look.
Here on the outskirts of Ormoc City, 2,000 prefab homes are being built by Tzu Chi on this close to 120 acres piece of land. Local volunteer Eustacio Cafe is one of several local volunteers helping out with the construction.
He can speak the local dialect, so he gets along with the workers quite well. He will teach them how to organize the materials, as well as teach them something about Tzu Chi.
Local volunteers help overcome language barriers, while those from Taiwan deal with administrative hurdles.
There are many people, so when there is a lot to do, we need more people. I have come here to learn.
On the construction site is also Ormoc City's First Lady, who not only donated the land, but has also been personally involved in much of the construction process.
I saw in you help us a lot without any return. So me also and our family is giving back to what you have done for this houses. So we have to do a lot more cooperation to make this a success.
Together, local volunteers, the government, and locals are making these homes a reality. Ormoc City and Tzu Chi first met following Typhoon Haiyan in 2013. On November 8th of that year, Haiyan brought strong winds and torrential rains to the area.
After Haiyan, the city was deserted. It was like a ghost town.
Following a disaster assessment, volunteers quickly returned with hot meals, medical care, cash for work programs, and rebuilding efforts in schools. And working alongside the volunteers were many of the disaster victims themselves.
Many people were amazed that by November 19th, we had already arrived in Tacloban. Even the government couldn't believe it. The next day, our Cash for Work program officially kicked off. Since Typhoon Kesana, we have continually learned how to better deal with such situations.
Whether it is short-term help in the form of aid relief or long-term assistance with the building of new homes, Tzu Chi has been at the forefront of all efforts.
A big thanks for the help of Tzu Chi. Many here have been recipients of Tzu Chi's aid in the past. Tzu Chi does not pick and choose whom to help. It helps everyone.
Tunga Elementary, left in ruins after haiyan, saw classes resume thanks to Tzu Chi. During a follow-up visit by the volunteers, students took a moment to express their gratitude.
From Sister Xiao Zheng's work with the sick till now, we are always working to take away pain and replace it with happiness. Now, under the leadership of Brother Manuel Xiao, we can be anywhere to help settle hearts in need. Behind our effort following Typhoon Haiyan was 20 years of experience in doing charity work, not only in the Philippines, but around the world. We have accumulated a multitude of love and compassion.
In the Philippines for over 20 years, Tzu Chi has brought smiles and hope to countless residents, showing once again the unstoppable power of love.